This is Power and Victory. Exploding in your life through the incomparable teachings of Pastor Tony Smith. Applying the word to real life issues. Through powerful teaching and powerful preaching, get delivered and rise to your next dimension through the life-changing Word of God. Power and Victory, brought to you by Pastor Tony Smith of Baltimore, Maryland.
Hey, I'm Pastor Tony Smith. Let's get straight into conversations, because conversation is ready to get inside of your home with information and things that make you go, I want you to be blessed by this network or this station that we're on in this season. And I want you to let us know if we matters to you. God bless you. Contact us. Let's get into conversation.
Hello and welcome to Conversations. I'm Evangelist Chantal.
I'm Elder Poole.
I'm Evangelist Sai.
I'm Missionary Shante.
And I'm Sister Tracy.
And to our audience on today, as you can see, we have 3 men on our panel. And to my left, we have Deacon Miles Smith. And to my right, we have Deacon Darius Beverly. And again, to my left, we have Minister Dante Thomas. So we welcome them on today. We are excited because today we get to get a man's point of view. Amen. So We're excited. So I have a question for the men. And of course, my co-host can also chime in if you would like to.
I will.
We know you will. So the first question today, the first question will be, can a relationship that has been damaged by a child, son or daughter, can it be fixed? There are a lot of times that we tend to, I'm kind of like bursting it around. Sometimes we blame the mother and the father for the disruption of the kids and things like that. But this time we're going to say, okay, when a child is out of line, when a son does things that you know you've taught him that he wasn't raised the way that he's grown up to be, even with the daughter, can the things that they damaged in a parent, can that be fixed? And any one of you can answer.
I would say sure. It could be fixed, but it's all about what are you willing as the parent first to sacrifice. You know, if a child damages you, some parents carry that weight with them, and then they sometimes won't forgive themselves, which makes it hard for them to even understand or have the opportunity to give themselves an opportunity to get out of it. Like, say, for example, if the child hurt you, you grew them up not to be disrespectful, and then all of a sudden they disrespect you, they out, they selling drugs, they doing X, Y, Z, and then you end up looking at you like, where I go wrong?
Right.
Well, it's not that you went wrong, it's that they have tapped into something that you never exposed them to get tapped into, and then sometimes they, wherever they are, and peer pressure gets to them, and then they get influenced and those kind of things. So what can be fixed is, to me, you know, being a minister, so I have to go, straight in ministry now, is that, you have to find you in God. And a lot of things you have to do is let go and let God deal with it, because these young adults they're going to end up building their own testimony, and it can't be off of yours.
Right. But there are a lot of times that a child can really push you there. Let's be honest. You can get to the point where as if, okay, you've done this and I'm not, and let's be real, ministry don't even come to thought.
Pow, right to the moon. I mean,
right, yeah, you know what I mean? Let's be honest. Ministry don't come to thought. You don't say, well, let me get on my knees and let me pray to God. Because, it's the point that you tried over and over again. Can that hurt? Can that wall that you built, that's basically, you put bricks, you laid your actual bricks down and laid it up and said, you know what, this is it, I'm done. That's it, it's over. Can that be repaired? And if so, how can it be repaired? Because you can say, here I am, I'm here, your child can come and say, I'm trying to do the right thing now, that's not me no more. You don't believe them because they said that 20 times before. So how can a parent or how can a child try to go out and, say, okay, this is not who I am, but it's it's ripped, it's torn apart. There's really no findings on putting anything back together, but there is a way. How does that work?
Well, once you have experienced a situation like Minister was saying, you got to understand a piece of, sometimes that individual, you got to let them go. in order for them to experience, to see that the grass ain't always greener on the other side.
Right.
You know, so we taught you that you need to do this. We taught you that you need to do this. But you can't do what you want to do here because we're bringing you up to do it this way. So once you choose that you want to do it this way, as a parent, even though it hurts, you got to be able to give that tough love and say, you got to go. And once they go, they're going to see that when you go to stay with a friend, that's only going to last a couple of nights. Because the parent's going to be like, oh, he eating. Oh, he going to have to pay. He going to have to do something. So the grass ain't always greener. So what that builds is that builds that testimony that he was saying that builds, because now they see that, wow, it was better at home.
But you know what really really has to happen is because coming from any state, you know, there are two households. You know, at times in the society that we live in today, most families are not married, so the parents have to team up. You know, and what happens is the parents, most of the time, the father not talking to the mother not talking to the father, so the child knows the boundary between those two parents. So if I get mad at my mother, I can go to my father's, or if I get mad at my father, I can go to my mother, and what rule is set at my father's house might not be the same rule that's over at my mother's house, so then they're going to have a choice of which one is the weaker side that they're going to want to go to. So they may end up saying, for example, the father is stern. He's making the rules, he's setting the house, this is what it is, you're not going to do this, you're not going to do that, and whether it's a guy or a girl, you know what I'm saying, it don't matter what the child is, but then what happens is they go over to the mom's house, and if the mom showing them the way of growing up like they was, so it's okay to do this. It's okay to have, you know, guys spend the night because I know I did it, you know, or whatever. That's still not really teaching, and the only time that you call the father is when things go wrong. Well, that's not good, and then what happens is the child will end up looking at the father and saying, I'm going to try to avoid being around that because there's a standard. You know what I'm saying? But if it's not no standard or communication, that's the piece that's broken between broken relationships. They fail to communicate. So if, you know, you had a daughter over here or a son and they wasn't doing good in school, the father, if they're not in the same household, should know about it. If they're in the same household, then they should be sharing that conversation to make things, you know, right. Because today, whatever household is the one that's sharing into the interest of that child, and just like you said, they will go over to another place, but then it's all about what is that household going to do? You know, some households might say, well, I know you're having problems because they only hear that one side of the story.
That's right.
You know, and I mean, but it can be fixed. You know, and what fixes that is time.
So do you put kids out though? Because you know, when Miles was saying, well, put your kids out, you know, if they ain't gonna abide by your rules, but then some parents will say, well, they don't want to deal with the backlash from other people saying, okay, my kid's only 16, they're only 17 years old. Well, they're not listening to me. They smoking, they drinking, they doing everything outside what I'm telling them not to do, and they can't do it in my house. So my last resort is to put them out. Do you put them out?
I haven't been in a situation where I have to put a child out, but I would think that if it came down to it, then I have to make a rule and a standard for my home. You know, which means that, you know, if you got to go, you got to go, because what you're not doing in this household, you're not respecting the law of the house, which means that you're not going to go, you don't work, you think you can do what you do. We don't smoke, we don't drink. So how can we even bring it? And then especially it's crazy if you have little brothers and sisters, because then that curse comes down to them. So if they see them doing it and they look up to their brother and or sister. So when they look up to them, it's nothing but a chain reaction that's going to happen only in a matter of time. So you have to really, really think about, do I want to stop this now? And if I stop it right now, you know, then it won't go over to them, and then you might just frighten. And I don't want to use that word, but it is a thing called tough love.
Minister Rock was saying something earlier too, how, and I was going to ask you, Darius, when you are the older sibling and you are cutting up, acting out or whatever, and you have younger siblings, does your mind stop to say, well, maybe, you know, they're watching me, they're going to follow, because, and I'm not, you know, no one's saying that this is what you do, because I know your parents, so it's not going to happen. But if you if you say, you know, like, I'm just not listening to them, I'm grown, do you think that your siblings will say, okay, I'm only 8 now, but I see how he did it, so when I get 16, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and just I guess, speak for your age generation, not specifically you.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Well, I can't actually speak on me. You know, just even, I'm 22 now, and at a time where I say I was 19, 20, you know, away at school, I still had a connection at home, of course. And of course, my sisters, I would talk to them, and they would know some of the things that I would do that, you know, my parents, they knew too, you know, it's like, what is he doing? You know, what is he doing? And I had to really think, like, you know, I have 3 little sisters coming up behind me. You know, do I really want to set this, you know, trend so that they say, oh, he did that, okay, and he's getting away with it, or he did that and he's making out okay. That's what it seems like to them. So I'm going to follow in that. You know, I'm going to do this, even though my parents are saying don't do that. And so I had to really check myself and say, you know, like, for the benefit of my 3 little sisters, you know, I have to, you know, set a standard. I have to be an example for, you know, for something for them to look up to.
Right.
What about, on the flip side of that, what about the older brother or the older sister that says, well, they're going to have to learn somehow, and it's best for them to learn how I do it instead of, you know, seeing it from somebody in the street?
Before you answer that question, I want you to hold it, okay? Don't forget it, okay? We have to take a break, but we'll be right back. When we come back, we'll be featuring a new Christian artist by the name of D Black. The title of the CD is The Book of Life. I'm sure this is an artist you do not want to miss. We'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Pastor Tony Smith, and I just stopped for a moment to ask you, did you get the book? Have you heard about the book? No, not the book, Don't Quit, but the book, Stepping Out, Ladies Only. It's on the press, it's here now. Ladies Only, it's on the book. Did you get the book? You didn't get the book, you got to get the book. The book about ladies only, talking about the potentials of a woman, talking about the issues of a woman, talking about the quality of a woman, talking about the destiny of a woman. You didn't get the book, you got to get the book. If you ain't gonna quit, get the book. The book is here, get the book. God bless you, bye-bye. Get the book.
We're so excited. We're back with Conversations. We're excited today. We have a new up-and-coming Christian artist, and I would also like to mention that he's also a minister of Victorious Ministry, so we are excited. And he is called D Black.
Yes.
Is that correct? And
yes.
The title of your CD is called The Book of Life.
The Book of Life.
The
yes.
Book of Life. So we're excited. We want to know what really inspired you to come out and do the CD called The Book of Life. What's in the CD that we could get a little bit of?
I was a secular artist before I started doing gospel rap. It's basically my life over these last 8 years. Basically, my experiences, my pain, everything that I've gone through within the last 8 years, I basically compounded it into one single CD.
Oh, that's good. Well, I'm excited. I'm sure my co-host and everyone is excited. I'm sure our audience is also excited to hear what you have to say. So go ahead and do your thing, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Everybody put your hands together. Come on.
Your cash is due. Feeling like you can't make it through. Wishing you could spread your wings and I know life gets crazy sometimes, and these times can make you wanna cry, but tears only last one night, so you should wipe your eyes and
fly away.
Go live life, no stressing.
No stress.
Take time out, count my blessings. And when these times get hard, I'm gonna spread my wings and
fly away.
I'll let go and let God, cause he's been with me this far. So when these times get hard, I'm gonna spread my wings and fly
I'm
away.
gonna fly, no cares, card on autopilot. Why I need a parachute, my faith rock solid. And even if the storm came, the plane crash landed, still God planned it, you can't understand it. The world on my back, but my luggage all packed. Got tears in my eyes, if the wind gon' dry when I fly. Fly like a cage bird free. Look up, see the stars right below. There's me, I'm gonna fly.
I know it's hard when the bills are due, when your gas on E and your cash is due.
Let's go.
Feeling like you can't make it through, wishing you can spread your wings and
fly away.
I know life gets crazy sometimes, and these times can make you wanna cry, but tears only last one night, so you should wipe your eyes and
fly away.
I'm gonna live life, no stressing.
No stress.
Take time out, count my blessings. And when these times get hard, I'm gonna spread my wings and
fly away.
I'll let go and let God, cause he's been with me this far. So when these times get hard, I'm gonna spread my wings and fly away. I know that sometimes it's hard, but that don't mean won't get better. Yeah, because behind every stormy cloud, the sun still shines. So let God shine in your life, I'm telling you. I know it's hard when the bills are due and the gas on E and your cash is too. Feeling like you can't make it through, wishing you can spread your wings and I know life gets crazy sometimes, and these times can make you wanna cry. But tears only last one night, so you should wipe your eyes and fly away. Live life, no stressing. Take time out, count my blessings. And when these times get hard, I'm gonna spread my wings and
fly away.
I'll let go and let God, 'cause He's been with me this far. So when these times get hard, I'm gonna spread my wings and fly
They
away.
say pressure bust pipe shed, still make diamonds, and even in the dirt, real diamonds continue shining. Life is a gamble, but God hold the cards. So in spite of opposition, you gotta like the odds. No gas for the car, no cash, none at all. Got bills, got stress. You can fly or you can fall. To your knees, you can cry, you can crawl, you can stand up tall. Wipe your eyes and spread your wings and just
fly away. Gonna live
life,
no stress. Take time out, count my blessings. And when these times get hard, I'm gonna spread my wings and
fly away.
I'll let go and let God, 'cause He's been with me this far. So when these times get hard, I'm gonna spread my wings and fly away.
Amen.
Excellent. That was excellent. We would like to thank D. Black, aka Minister Davon White. If you would like to get more information from him, you can reach him at 443-366-7531. You can also email him at his story, which is one word, musicgroup@yahoo.com. That was good.
That was good. I want to fly away.
I know I want to fly away. Yeah, it was really nice. Fly. So we're excited. We had a topic, of course, earlier, just dealing with parents and children, roles being reversed, if it can be fixed or if it can be repaired and things like that. But we're going to move a little deeper, if that's okay for you all. Sure. So I have a question for the men, of course. And a lot of people have the black man stereotype a certain way. So, of course, I want you guys to answer this question and really give your opinion. Is it fact or fiction? Is it harder? Why is it harder for a black man to commit than any other race? And it's also, that's another question. And because of it, you guys being it's so hard for you to commit, why do you get upset when a woman goes outside of the race to commit to another race? Now, any one of y'all.
Well, I think that's the first question. They say, do they think it's fiction for a man to commit?
I mean, that's a percentage, though, because all men ain't scared to commit. Because when you're dealing with a relationship, you're talking about commitment. So if I'm dealing with a woman, it depends on who's not committing. Is it a man or is it a woman? Why ain't the man committing? Is you doing what you're supposed to do in order to make me stay committed?
But has that been voiced to the woman? Mm-hmm. So you can say, okay, you're not doing what you're supposed to do, but are you telling that woman this is not what you're doing?
Well, the question that you asked was why the man ain't committed. I'm telling you, if the woman ain't doing what she's supposed to do, the conversation is, this is what I need. This is what's going on, right? If she's not fulfilling that, then the man don't feel an obligation to even be committed. But that's both sides.
But is it always a conversation? Because sometimes you can have conversations to people blue in the face and they be like, yeah, this, that, and that, and they still don't be committed.
I think, like he said, was a percentage, but I think for the majority, most men don't commit because they're scared. Okay. They're afraid to commit because one, if they're out there like committing, not committing to a woman, it's an image they want to uphold. They want to act like they Mac and they want to act like they carrying this and carrying that. When really the smart thing to do is to commit. But you got to make sure that when you're winding down and you want to wait for the right one. You know what I mean? One that can fulfill everything. And that be the problem with men not committing, because they want to try to fulfill whatever this particular woman is not giving, then this one is feeling. And that's really all that he is interested in that woman for, because he wants to be with this one, but she's lacking something. But he fails to communicate to her of what she is lacking in, because if he never communicated that to her, she can't fix it. So he feel like he need to go out and get it, you know, whatever it is. That's whether it's laughter, whether it's sex,
So
you know, whatever.
He's not saying it.
He not saying it, because what he don't want to do is damage what he already getting.
But how is she supposed to get it? I mean, she's supposed to get it through osmosis?
How she's supposed to get it? Well, but that's the reason why that men don't commit, because they don't have that knowledge of knowing. Men think that women supposed to automatically come with this thing. Right. Oh. You know, they think they supposed to. So, for example, if a woman says, let's say a man likes to be caressed, but she wasn't brought up on learning how to caress, but that's what he liked. Then if that's what you like, really you should tell her that. But if you never tell her that, then you got a Sister Susie down the street who, this girl can cook good, my girl banging, she can cook good, she fills me up, but Shirley Twirly got them fingers that really touch my back the right way.
So, well, this is a question then. Why is it so hard for the man to tell the woman how he really feels? If he trusts her, if he loves her enough to know the information I'm going to give you, you're going to do something with it, why is it so hard for a man to say that to the woman instead of going over to Susie Twirly? Or...
Well, what I really think is that they lack this book called Ladies' Nights Out. I think that if they get this book, they'll learn all what, you know. Get the book. Yeah, you know. I think if they, but really, it's like a guy don't want to tell for whatever reason. Now some guys, you know, will tell, but a guy don't want to tell a female that because somewhere along the line, you know, depending on the female, she may think that, oh, I've been doing all this wrong all this time, and they can start an argument.
But wait a minute. This goes back to the first half of the show when you were communicating with your children. And you did not, and the kid's not communicating right with you. Now you expect a kid to communicate, but you won't communicate with Shirley Twirly. Well, that's a double standard.
Well, no. Shirley Twirly is the other girl, but we didn't. You said this question was not towards family. This was why a guy can't commit. So I didn't know the kids was involved in this.
No, does it not cross over? Because if your child's not, you know, I'm trying to get this crossover. I see it, but I don't know if anyone else see it.
She's saying is that if you're not communicating
you got
with
this
your
through
kids,
osmosis?
She's saying if it's not being demonstrated through the kid, how you expect a woman to automatically get it? It's like a domino effect.
Right. She's saying everybody. If you're saying that it needs to be instrumented over here or implemented, I'm sorry.
Oh, thank you.
Implemented. I know. See, it's all these people not saying the right stuff. If you're implementing it with the children, that they need to communicate, blah, 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 shouldn't the adults be communicating as well?
Yes, but this is now we're talking about something different, because we're swearing, because at first, if we listen to the original question, why men can't commit, period.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
The race.
Okay, commit to.
It's just
the
black why can't man. Why is it so hard?
It's a fact of fiction. It's true because, well, I'm not going to say it's true, but there are times that we say a black man cannot commit, like a white man will commit quicker than a black man will commit. A white man will have his whole life planned out by the age of 21. A black man, not all of them. No, I'm just using a percentage of it.
The pool said she begs to differ.
You beg to differ?
Right.
Okay.
I mean,
and the only reason why I differ is because the bottom line is men cheat, and and also begs the question of what do you really mean by commit? Because what one person understands that commit to be may be different from what somebody else is looking at it. Right. And so if a man is going to cheat, to me, the man, it doesn't have anything at all to do with his race. Right. If cheating is on his mind and that's what's in his heart, that's what he's going to do. And I think that does not have anything to do with what that culture or that race is at all.
But you're saying it's two different words of committing, so shouldn't that be communicated? If your commitment is different than my commitment, isn't that still communicating what it should be?
It's a communication problem there, I would say. So the question is, are they on the same page in the beginning?
But I think this goes to show that what Tracy just posed the question of in the earlier show is that when we was talking about the whole thing about children communicating with the parents, and there's a lack of communication, and that she was saying is that why men don't. But the whole thing is that that's it took a minute for you to grasp it. Not trying to be funny, but it just goes to show you that there's a barrier of how men and women communicate, and what we see is so plain. plain and clear, men say, wait a minute, I ain't see what you were saying. Okay, break this down. Let's go all the way back to from point A to point Z to get here. And so I think that's the biggest problem is
you
that
think you're on the same page,
and you really aren't.
Really not.
Well, you know, and now that it's broken down, here's what I do see out of it, and what's the problem of it being transferred over to the kids or what have you. If you're telling the kids to do one thing, most of us or most people can't really see stuff because it's them. You know, so some people are filled with information to be able to dish it out, but then they can't eat or drink their own medicine.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you come back and then you say, well, you told me all this good information to do, but yet I still don't see you doing it. And that happens. I'm not saying I'm one of the guys that does it, because I understand what, you know, commitment is, because you have to be committed. If you're going to be a leader, then you have to commit to what you say.
Right. Well, let's ask, since you know how to be committed, let's ask Darius, because you know, you're a younger guy. You know, you old now.
Yeah,
so
not that old.
You're a younger man, and you know, you don't have a wife. So, and nobody call in try to get his phone number. And but I'm just saying, you know, let's get it from your perspective. You know, you said you're 22. So, is it hard for someone who's 22 to commit, or is like, you know, I'm too young, I don't need to do this right now? And in your defense, in men's defense, I'm trying to make this quick so you can answer. Like women, you know, sometimes a woman will be thinking commitment in her mind, but she doesn't communicate that either.
Right.
So
that's good.
Definitely. I mean, as far as being a younger man, you're thinking like, I have all this life to live. I have so many goals that I want to accomplish. Do I really want to be tied down right now with somebody who may not even be the one? I mean, of course, you won't know if they're the one or not unless you put the time and effort into it to really, you know, communicate, as you guys say. But, you know, being younger and just, you know, I have to sow my royal oats, not in that type of way, but, you know, just I have to touch every single thing, you know, I have to do everything before I get tied down, you know, so. Yeah, but, I mean, that's what it is. You know,
and it's funny that you said that, because even what Pastor was saying this a while ago too, is that when women meet men, the first thing they think of is he the one? Is he the one? Is this going to be my husband? And most of the time, do men think that when they meet a woman?
No, they don't.
No.
They think she the one tonight.
And that's true.
Well, of course, we have to wrap it up. It's getting real juicy, and I don't want to shut it down, but of course we have to go. So we are excited about all the conversation that took place. We want to thank our men that was on our panel on today, that joined us and gave us good information. And to our viewers that are watching out there today, never ever give up on your children, regardless of what they may have done to you or what you may have done to them. Always take everything to God in prayer and know that God will give you the answer. And also, when you're dealing in a relationship, communicate. Look in the dictionary and get the true meaning of it, because it is valuable. It's not only valuable in your relationship, but it's also valuable with your children. And of course, we may not agree on everything, and we may not have all the answers, but the one thing that we do stimulate is conversations. God bless you until you see us again. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
We're out of conversations, but we're never out of time to let you know that Victory Ministry is available on Wednesday night, 7:25, our midweek service, Time in the Word. I want you to come, bring your family. We'll get out early, enough for you to get back and put the baby to bed and get ready for work, but you'll get enough word. And coming soon by popular demand, again, Ladies Night Only. Ladies Only is coming soon. Real soon. Stay to this station, stay to this program, and when you find out when it is, come and pack the place out, because there's a word before the year is out, just for women. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.
Let's go. Feeling like you can't make it through. Wishing you can spread your wings and
fly away.
I know life gets crazy sometimes, and these times can make you wanna cry, but tears only